Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 17 of the More Than Macros podcast. Before we get started, remember our disclaimer: the information and opinions shared during this podcast are solely those of any given individual and not a substitute for medical advice. Hey Riki!
Hi Brandon.
How are you?
I am great. I'm tired, but I'm great.
You're very peppy for this Wednesday evening.
Yeah. I think it's because I'm excited because tomorrow, or today, I leave for Florida, Miami, because I have a meet.
You have been a girl on the move lately.
I know, and it's a good time this year compared to last year when I was trying to drop weight for a meet. Because I have my weight in control and I'm right where I want to be. I don't have, like, tomorrow I am lifting, or this weekend I'm lifting as a 53, but I'll be like well under 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have to water cut. Don't really have to watch what I eat too much. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot better on this cut than I did last year.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, because I mean, traveling alone can be stressful for somebody being on a cut, or I mean, even just everyday person looking to lose weight. I mean, I know I follow a couple groups and stuff like that, and there's always somebody posting in them every now and then talking about traveling and how they're holding weight and stuff like that. So that's got to be a relief.
Yeah, your weight fluctuates a lot when traveling.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think my lowest weigh-in so far has been like in the 114s. I am like up 2 pounds, but it's because I'm waiting for my period. But I'm still under 53, so I'm not gonna cry about it.
Good.
Just waiting for the Crimson Tide. Man, my voice sounds raspy, doesn't it?
It is. Have you been taking up smoking?
Maybe in my sleep. I don't know. You know what it is? I can say a little bit of it. I had over the weekend a 10-hour audition. And yeah, so we were in front of the camera. Well, you already knew this.
I did.
To everybody watching or listening, yeah, my audition on Saturday. I won't say what it was for yet, but yeah, it lasted about 10 hours in front of the camera. So maybe that's why.
Well, you may not even know this yet. When do you actually get to spill the beans? Like, if you get it, do you get to spill the beans then? Or, like, afterwards, do you spill the beans? Like, when does this happen? I mean, this showbiz thing, it's so crazy.
Right. So, I think, if I do get it, okay, if I don't get it, like, when they tell me that I don't get it, like, I'll definitely spill the beans. Yeah. But, because I don't think I'm in a contract for that. Yeah. But if I do get it, I think I am allowed to talk about it. Just from seeing people in the last show, they were Instagramming and like doing all their social media stuff during filming. So I think it would be okay. I mean, it's just exposure for the network for the show. So why not?
That's what I would think. I mean,
I don't know.
Unless you're giving away like what's happening or any like key plot things,
right.
I guess.
I'm not going to say who the winner is, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Then they might come after you. Yeah.
Yeah, before I say it, I'll definitely check the contract first.
Yeah, you might have to have somebody look over that.
Yeah.
Fun. Yes, that's why we did a couple back-to-back episodes. So now we're back on our normal schedule, at least for now. I mean, that could be changing, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of our normal schedule, peeps who have been checking out YouTube, I'm aware we're a week behind on YouTube right now, and anybody who actually has my personal information knows the struggles that I've been fighting with my external hard drive that I, at this point, just want to smash and start over with.
I hate technology.
I don't, like, my fingers, you can't see them, but they're crossed. That my computer is not going to tell me that my memory is full, because it tells me my memory is full about every 5 fucking seconds. So, I mean, and then with trying to do videos and stuff like that, it's really bonkers, and it really pisses me off. So, I have I have a phone call with them tomorrow night because we're doing this tonight. But so hopefully, Seagate, you better fix my damn external hard drive. And Mac, I'm not happy that you downgraded your memory in your MacBooks. Lame.
I know.
I seriously don't get it. I don't care that my computer turns on faster than it did in the old days. Guess what? I never was told my memory was almost full on my last MacBook, and I had that for 5 years. This I've had for a year and a half, and I've been told it since like 3 months after owning it.
Yeah. I had mine for like 2 months, and it kept saying it was full.
Yeah. I'm literally deleting things every 5 seconds, trying to get memory. The struggles.
Yeah.
I guess they could be so much worse, right?
I guess. I mean.
Well, while you had a lovely week of excitement on the other coast, I did nothing. I decorated my house for fall. We really didn't go like Halloween-y because I mean, while I'm a fan of Halloween, I get really bitchy about spending money for like just like a chunk of time. Days. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, we can get like fall things, but like kind of our Halloween, like they're like orange. I mean, so so we did that, and just kind of hung out. It was nice to kind of have some time to just chill and catch up on some TV shows that have just been racking up on the DVR. I started watching Stranger Things.
Oh yeah? How's that?
Very good.
We need to get another show to start watching. So
get Stranger Things. It's only 8 episodes. It's not a major commitment. That's why I liked it. It's like a magazine versus a book. It's like minimal commitment. So really good. It's
American Horror Story's on tonight.
I haven't been watching this season, but I heard this season's good.
Okay. So last week I finally got into it. Like it took like 4 episodes to get into it for me.
It started actually the week that I was away, and it actually came on because my parents have like this ridiculous like pool behind camper. Like when I say I was away camping, I was like, it was ridiculous. It has like a fireplace and a TV on the outside. It's really like stupid ridiculous. But it came on while we were sitting around the fire watching TV outside. My dad really does not like stuff like that. Like, he won't say it, but he's a little scaredy cat. So we got to like the part where the girl was like pushed under the water in the hot tub, and my dad was like, and we're gonna change this. And I was like, So I only watched about 10 minutes of the first episode. So, but I plan on getting into it. But I haven't gotten into that show since season 1. Season one was so good, and all of the others have barely lived up to it.
I like the Coven, the third one, fourth one.
Coven was good. I liked season 2, and if you like season 2 is actually, season 2 reminds me a little bit of Stranger Things.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, not in the sense of like all of it kind of reminds me a little bit of Stranger Things. I think you'll like it. Check it out.
Okay.
Anything else coming up that we want to share?
Too much.
We'll keep the cliffhanger happening for that stuff. So I guess we can just jump into this week's episode. So I mean, kind of in thinking about it, I mean, I feel like we've attacked topics on this podcast kind of in the thought that people either have an idea of what macros are or are already counting macros, or I mean, like yourself using them for like a fitness goal or whatever. So I mean, we haven't really ever gone to the kind of very beginning and talked about like if somebody wanted to start counting macros. So they're like looking around, they are hearing like a little bit of it at the gym maybe, and then they're putting into Google kind of what is it, how do I get started? And
Yeah.
I thought it would be a good idea to kind of really break down kind of the initial, like, how do you get started? Like, tools that are useful.
Mhm.
We can go into, I guess, a little bit about numbers and, like, how to find them, and that sort of stuff, and just kind of roll with it from there.
Sure. Um, well, let's see. I could start off how I found it. I think I was struggling on like figuring out like what I wanted to do as far as diet because I had tried everything, and I
Mm-hmm.
think at this point I was about to go back to paleo and do like a Whole30 challenge again. And I think I posted like something like, I don't know, my food, like my dinner or something, and I hashtag like paleo. And I think I clicked on that hashtag to look at other foods, and then someone hashtagged uh, the Kame way, and so I was like, well, what's that? I don't know what Kame way is. So I click on that, and then there were more hashtags that would say like flexible dieting IFYM. So I clicked on IFYM because I didn't know what that meant, and then I learned if it's your macros, and then again there was another Kame way, so I clicked on the Kame way, and that's when I got to somehow found Chrissy May Cagney, and so I clicked on her and I followed her immediately just because she looked really cool with her tattoos and all that. And then I think I Googled her. Oh no, I saw her website like ChrissyMayCagney.com, and I bought her first ebook, and I think it was like $10 or $20. I don't know. I bought it. I read it like in an hour or 2 hours, and then I emailed her immediately, and I was like, "You wrote this book about me. Like this is just for me." And just like how much I liked it, and like I wanted to do it, and I didn't know like how to get started. Like I mean, obviously I know how to get started because like I read the book,
Yeah.
but I think I just wanted some guidance, and I asked her if she like had any openings, like because I would wanted her services, and I don't know, she was just like, "You are so cool," because I gave her like my whole biography.
Yeah.
So cool. She's like, "Here's my number, let's talk." I'm like, "Oh, okay," and that's how I got started. I was lucky that I had a very, very, very experienced coach to help me at first.
Yeah.
I don't know. How did you find out about it?
You. I found out about, I want to say, I mean, I probably had, I mean, because I'm the same way. Like, I love, like, clicking on hashtags and seeing kind of, like, what's out there. So, I mean, and I remember, I think, like I mentioned 5 seconds ago, I really like magazines.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed with magazines. And I'm not sure I if it was before I heard you on Jason's podcast or after, but like I remember kind of like the box did an issue where it was like different diets, and Brooke Entz was in there for if it fits your macros, and like I mean I remembered kind of briefly um seeing it, like recognizing it, but not again really kind of realizing what it was. And I mean I know I like again search around, so I mean I probably went on like if it fits your macros.com, which is I mean complicated if you ask me,
Hmm.
of a website.
Yeah.
Um, but and then I remembered hearing you on Jason's podcast, and just kind of like because again I've talked about like kind of going from like Weight Watchers and then to the paleo thing. And I mean I know myself like where I like having freedom, but freedom within the limits.
Yeah.
And I also knew, like, I mean, so, and I mean, for anybody out there, I mean, there are tons of online calculators. Like, I think there's one on If It Fits Your Macros. There's one like, on the regimen, which is Mike Vacanti has one, and that's an app. Like, I mean, Fitocracy, I think, has one. I mean, there's tons of them out there. And I mean, uh, the crazy thing is, I mean, they're all going to give you something a little different. But I also know myself that I work much better with the accountability factor. And I also, like, if I know that I'm going to do something, I want to kind of like know I'm doing it quote unquote right, which is kind of interesting with like with macros, because I mean it is kind of a deciding on who's right and what philosophy you're going to follow and stuff like that. But that's why I reached out to you, because I wanted to have somebody that I was going to be accountable to each week. And that, but also like, I mean, I can be somebody who, like we've talked about, like the client that's like going to be, this isn't working. What's happening? Like, and I remember for me at the beginning, like I was gaining a little bit of weight, but I mean, I was also coming from crazy, like I can't imagine like where my metabolism was, like all over the place just from like Weight Watchers and then gaining weight again and like stuff like that. So I mean, somebody's starting out, I mean, you certainly can kind of go, I mean, onto the World Wide Web, and find a kind of a starting point. But I think anybody who wants to be serious with it, should kind of enlist a coach. And I'm not just saying that because both of us,
coaches,
do that. Because I mean, again, and that's why we've got a couple of guests that we're trying to kind of line up, and some of them are coaches. And I mean, some people wouldn't do that. I mean, if they were in the business that we were in, like, and bringing on other coaches and stuff like that. But I mean, I think anybody that's kind of listened to us for the last 17 episodes knows that, like, listen, if I'm the Cinderella shoe for you, great. If it's Riki, great. All of us just want, and I mean, all of the people that we're hoping to interview and stuff like that, I mean, we're all wanting you to be in the same end result. So it's finding the right glove that's going to fit.
Right.
If it doesn't fit, you've got to quit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, no, yeah, I totally agree. Like, I think those calculators are stupid.
Yeah.
I've like plugged in my stuff, but like, people, the calculators don't take into account like your rest days. Like, I don't know, if you have a broken foot, just autoimmune disease. I mean, do you like plug that in the calculator? No. So I definitely do recommend at least getting, you don't have to get remote coaching from them, but like at least have someone that has macros knowledge to calculate your macros for you.
Yeah.
At the very least. But, and I like, even for myself, like, and I've seen it on Instagram, like we said it before, like coaches need coaches too. And I think I definitely, because we second guess ourselves, we'll second guess our own numbers. And so like my friend, she doesn't do it much anymore because she's pretty in tune with her body, but she's also a coach, and she would text me like, hey, I'm starting my cut. These are the numbers I was thinking about doing. And so like, I'll tell her like, yeah, or like, no, I think you need a little bit more fat. So like, we just talk to each other like that. Back in July, before I started my cut that I'm on right now, I had texted Chrissy saying that I think I need her to coach me, and she was really nice, and like reassuring me, like honestly, Riki, I think you're better at coaching yourself. Like,
yeah.
you know what to do. Like, stop second guessing yourself and just do it by yourself, because you do so much better that way. And I'm like, okay, so like that like boosted my confidence a little bit, and so yeah, I mean, she knows what she was talking about, because like I'm losing weight just fine.
Yeah. Well, and I think that that's too, I mean, people that are kind of thinking about it, I mean, none of us coaches are thinking that like we're hoping to be shackled to you for the rest of life. I mean, I know, like, again, I've done the same thing, kind of bounce numbers off of you, like just like a couple months in or whatever, like, do I need a readjustment or whatever? And you'll say yes, and you'll say no. But like, I mean, and that's great to have. I mean, but we're planning on kind of getting you on like a road. And I mean, cause again, you never know how your body is going to react. So maybe there are going to be a couple readjustments until we kind of find that sweet spot. So, I mean, and to have somebody there to even just kind of bounce that off of weekly check-ins and just kind of watching what you're doing. And I mean, watching what you're even saying, like in your check-ins and stuff like that. I mean, you may not realize kind of what you're saying. You might be saying the answer, but not hearing it yourself.
Yeah. Like if you're not gonna like maybe hold like carry a journal or anything, like
Hmm.
but you're like constantly emailing us, like yeah, you do see a trend.
Yeah.
Because like I would have some clients and it seemed like they were making excuses every single week. And then I'll tell them like, hey, why don't you go back and look at all of your emails? Because they'll be like, oh, well, I had a party this weekend, or couldn't track because someone brought in a cake at work. Like, so.
Listen, Ricky, we don't have to talk about my emails on here, okay?
You want to know what your emails were? Your emails were always like, okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to go to Lady Gaga. Like, you were always going to a concert.
I know. And now that we're doing this, you'll realize how many concerts I actually do go to in a summer.
No, you did.
I'm done for a while. I'm done. Yeah, so I think, I mean, the basis, obviously, to very first get started is to get numbers. Whether or not, I mean, obviously we recommend getting them from somebody that you believe you can trust and have knowledge in. And that, I think what's most important with it, too, is kind of like what we're both kind of saying is that someone that you can easily have a conversation with. Because I mean, and even if that means, again, keeping a journal with yourself and then kind of transferring that stuff to a coach. But I mean, you should be able to kind of feel comfortable sharing stuff. So, because I mean, so that they can help you to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, you don't want to like hide anything. Like if you did have two slices of pizza instead of one, like we need to know that because then you say like, oh, I don't understand. I gained weight, and then so we start dropping your macros for you, and then what happens? You're like starving even more.
Yep.
So yeah, always be honest.
What do you have any? Okay, so somebody has numbers. Now what? Do they, any tools or anything like that that are kind of like an absolute must?
Right. Okay, so person that already has their numbers. First thing I tell them to do is get like a MyFitnessPal or like any kind of tracking app.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer MyFitnessPal just because it does have like a bigger database for foods.
Yeah.
It's very glitchy though. I don't like that because like I have to do food planning for some people and sometimes it just doesn't work. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
When I make the big bucks people, I'm gonna make an app just for us.
Yeah, I mean, I had yesterday where, because I'll track like on my phone and then go to that's actually why I like MyFitnessPal, because it has the phone and the computer, because I'm at a computer all day, so it's easier for me to just kind of log, especially like my whole day, like I like to do. And
to add recipes too.
Yes. So, but yeah, yesterday, like, it would not, I'm like, I just logged all of this shit for breakfast, and it would not sync to my desktop for like 30 minutes, and I'm like,
pretty annoying.
So annoying.
But yes, you do, you ought to get an app because it's much easier than trying to get a notebook and writing down everything that you eat and doing all that crazy math.
Yeah.
So you get your app, you get a scale. I just learned that one of my clients that I had been coaching for like the last 2 weeks, she was like, maybe I should invest in this scale. I'm like, what have you been doing? And she's been cups and spoons. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, and she was losing weight, which is awesome. And I was like if you're more accurate, like imagine what your progress could be.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'll get a scale. But yes, you need a food scale that measures in grams or ounces or both.
I was just going to actually say that. Like, when you're buying a scale, I would recommend buying one that does both. I mean, just from personal, again, because it's a bitch when you're trying to find something on like MyFitnessPal or something like that, and something will only be in grams or ounces, then you're bouncing out to Google and like, oh God, like, or like, if you look, I mean, a lot of nutrition labels have stuff in grams. So, yeah, of course, mine only does ounces. So I'm just speaking from experience, folks. It's annoying.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I guess those are like the two like basic tools that you would need.
Yeah.
Um, and I like people like new people like you have to understand like don't give up after like a couple of days and you're like not getting close because it is going to take a lot of time just to get to know like how many macros are in what foods that you eat. But I mean, it probably will take 2 weeks to a month, but by that, like after that, like you should be a pro. Let's see, try hitting your protein first. Like always aim to hit your protein, if anything, first. Practice on that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one that like I always say? Oh, try to plan the day before, like, or in like early in the morning, right before you do anything.
Yeah.
And I like to plan from the outside in. So I know I always have my supplements and my coffee with cream. So I'm going to put that immediately in the morning. And since I have a sweet tooth and I like snacking, I'm going to put my bedtime snack, which is usually like, I think what yesterday I had, excuse me, one Pop Tart and like a Greek yogurt. So I'll plug that in because I know I want to have that for the nighttime. And then I do my breakfast and dinner and then lunch because lunch is so boring. I hate lunch. Like I think
Yeah.
that's like the worst meal. So I don't care what I don't care what I have for lunch. Like I'll normally just have like a salad or like light wrap because I'd rather eat more snacks or like
Yeah.
have a big breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like, and it's actually a big thing that I've been recommending lately is because I mean I have been yesterday I put up a post, so this will be 3 days ago. I mean I really like it. I mean again I've been doing just a little bit more intuitive eating, but the past couple days I've really been like really back on numbers, because we just officially booked Puerto Rico, so gotta tighten it up a little bit.
Yep.
So and just I mean it felt really really good to just kind of be back tracking and stuff like that. But I mean the thing that I kind of find the easiest is like what you're saying, just track ahead of time. It doesn't take very long. I mean it honestly I think takes it's quicker just because I mean you can just do it all at once. Like I said, when you're in front of your computer, everybody's in front of their computer. If you're on YouTube right now watching this, you can split the screen and do two things at once. I mean,
Yeah.
don't take us off the screen. It's the most important part. But
Yeah.
um um I um I really like tracking all ahead of time because then I know exactly what I'm doing for dinner as soon as I close this computer. I'm
Right.
having this amount of steak. I'm having this amount of Brussels sprouts. I'm having this amount of Knorr cheddar broccoli pasta sides.
Ooh.
And then I've already got, again, I like to have a little bit of like something sweet at the end of the night. And I have a lot of carbs left. So I'm having some, rice cakes with a banana. So, but I
Mm.
mean, I know all I have to do now is literally eat what I told myself to eat. And it's not like I'm doing like a meal plan, which again, nothing against meal plans. I actually like meal plans. But like I program that myself. I know I like that stuff and that I'm in the mood for that tonight. So like, okay, that's what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just so much easier because again, your day gets away from you and then it's like, oh shit, where it's like, okay, I already planned it. All I got to do is look at it and shove the food in my mouth.
Right, right. And like everybody, most everybody, like during the week because everybody's busy with work and school, like you eat the same thing every day during the week anyway. So, I mean, it should
Yeah.
be pretty easy. All you really have to do is plan for one day and eat it for 5 or like what I do from some of my clients, like, because I know I would probably get bored if I had the same foods 5 days a week. So I'll do
Yeah.
like 2 days. I'll change it up every 2 days.
Yep.
But yeah, and it is really easy. You just have to take the time. It does take a little time. It is tedious, but I mean, they're goals, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what you want, and if you really want your goals to become reality, then you work for it.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's truly not like putting my coffee on a scale in the morning and then pouring my creamer in is really adding all that much time to my day. I'm literally just turning the damn scale on. Like, press the button and then pour your coffee creamer in. Like, so I mean, it is, I mean, I think a lot of people think it's a little more daunting than it actually is when put into practice. So, but there are some time-saving tips that you can certainly start getting used to as well. But I think that those are kind of, if you are looking to get started and just want kind of the bare basics of getting started, that's where to do it. Need your numbers. We certainly recommend getting them from a knowledgeable source, not a computer program that's just going to spit out some arbitrary macronutrients for you. But if you want to try that for a little bit and see how it works, then you do you. And then certainly need a food scale that does grams and ounces.
Yes.
and an app. But I certainly, as glitchy as my Fitness Pal can be, I certainly would recommend it. Just again, because I mean, everybody, I feel like the biggest complaint that I get from people is I don't have time for this. And while I certainly appreciate others that may be a little bit cheaper in the app store, you are manually inputting a lot of information. Like, you might as well just get out a chisel and slate stone like Fred Flintstone. Like, some of them can be a little crazy.
Yeah.
So, how do we feel about that?
That's good.
Good?
You're like... what you did.
Feel like now I'm just going to go in my Fred Flintstone car and just wheel off with myself.
Yeah.
I think that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm actually going to go make steak and a pasta side.
I love that stuff.